The most effective way for a man over 60 to command a room isn't by talking more, it's by understanding what to intentionally withhold. Many men reach this stage of life and realize they are being looked right through. You walk into a social setting or a meeting, and people talk over you, as if your presence has become optional. Reversing this dynamic involves a specific shift in how you use your words. By adopting a few targeted phrases, you can begin to regain the conversational ground you've lost. Speaking louder rarely earns the attention you're looking for. True authority relies on specific psychological signals that suggest you are the most grounded person in the room. To see how this works, identify one upcoming interaction, perhaps a family dinner or a project meeting, where you can test these phrases in real time. The words only carry weight if you deliver them with a calm, unhurried demeanor. If you sound rushed, the effect is lost.
Preparation determines the effectiveness of this language. When you choose your words with deliberate intention, you change the way others have to respond to you. The first opportunity to lead occurs when you recognize a situation spiraling. This happens when someone is rushing toward a poor decision or overcomplicating a simple problem. At that moment, you say, "I've seen enough to know." This phrasing works because it frames your age as a source of clarity rather than a liability. You're not bragging, you're simply offering a perspective that the person in the middle of the chaos doesn't have yet. You'll see the impact when the other person stops their frantic pace. They will often pause, waiting for you to provide the direction they're missing. The second opportunity arises when you find yourself waiting for a gap in the conversation just so you can speak. This is where most men lose their influence by appearing eager for attention. Instead of fighting for the floor, you expand it. Say, "That's an interesting perspective. Tell me more." Letting someone else continue shows that you aren't threatened by their ideas. It signals a level of social confidence that naturally positions you as the leader of the exchange. This next approach is frequently misunderstood because it requires you to give up control to gain it. You'll use this when a group asks for your preference on a minor decision, like where to eat or which route to take. You demonstrate a lack of neediness by stating, "I'm comfortable with either choice." This must be genuine. If you use a passive-aggressive tone, you appear difficult. If you say it with true detachment, you show that your internal peace doesn't depend on the small details. People are drawn to those who don't need to micromanage every outcome. By refusing to seek validation through small choices, your opinion carries more weight when it actually matters. The fourth phrase addresses unexpected demands on your time. Even in retirement, treating your time as a finite resource is what makes your presence valuable. You set a clear boundary by saying, "My time is a bit tight, but I can give you 10 minutes. Framing your time as scarce changes how your input is received. When you are on a clock, the other person is forced to get to the point, and they are more likely to value the advice you provide within that window. The final opportunity appears when someone tries to bait you into a petty argument or some form of social drama. This phrase is an internal mantra. "I don't have anything to prove." You rarely say this aloud. You execute it through silence or by simply walking away from the conflict. There is a quiet weight to a man who refuses to defend his ego against a minor insult. By not engaging, you demonstrate that your self-worth is not up for debate. This breakdown shows how each trigger corresponds to a specific response. On the left, we have the social situations. On the right, the phrases that help you navigate them. Using these phrases systematically provides a way to handle social dynamics that previously felt out of your control. Now, look back at that upcoming interaction you identified earlier. Commit to using just one of these phrases during that conversation. Share which one you've chosen in the comments. Putting the intention into words makes it more likely that you'll follow through when the moment arrives. Moving from being ignored to being respected starts with changing the way you participate. Subscribe to keep building a high-value life through deliberate action.